Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to Heiko Shaves. Forgive my nasaliness a little bit. Allergy season still for me. Yesterday digging in the backyard and playing in the pool and all that kind of stuff. So a little nasally, but I don't think it's going to get in the way of this upcoming shave. I've been asked to compare the Rockwell 6S stainless steel, very hefty feeling razor made in the United States by Rockwell, and compare it to my timeless titanium slim. Maybe someone is really thinking about those two razors and maybe contemplating whether or not to buy this one or that one. Let me just go quickly, briefly through the specs one more time. So the timeless slim here, or it's called the titanium 0.5 millimeter slim edition. It says that at the base plate there. This is a razor made in Ohio by Timeless Razor, completely made out of titanium, and they do give you a few options. So when you order one of those, it's about $240. You can pick different top caps, like a scallop one that has lines in it, or a smooth one. You can also get it in polished or in this matte finish here. You can also get the base plate as a solid bar. This is solid bar, as they call it, or open comb, and then also polished or matte. So there are a few different choices. And you can then also order the stand, which is a pretty nice one here with titanium, timeless titanium and the timeless razor branding down there at the bottom. They put a lot of engraving everywhere. I like that a lot. So if you ever take the handle off and maybe drop it in a drawer and then a year later you need to find it, it's engraved. So that is a $240 razor without the stand and without any modifications. So this is the non-polished version solid bar. As soon as you go polished, it gets a little bit more expensive because it's more labor intensive to polish it, right? This is absolutely, without a doubt, one of my favorite razors by now. I still have complaints about it. I mean, I always find something wrong with it, and I've pointed this out in the original first shave that the edges of the solid bar here, they should be rounded off or chamfered or something. But that was really the only complaint. This is very lightweight. It's titanium, so it's heavier than aluminum, lighter than steel, so somewhere in the middle field. 63.18 grams. Now let's talk about the Rockwell 6S. Has been on the market much longer than the Timeless here. I think Rockwell, they do a pretty good job with advertisement. I mean, as soon as I think Rockwell, on Facebook there's going to be a pop-up ad for Rockwell razors. I don't know how they do it. They read my mind or something, but Rockwell, it's been around the block. This, when it came out, it was like the innovative thing to do, that it gives people a chance to find the right level of aggression for their morning shave. So when they send you this thing, it comes in this box here that looks like a book. Even embossed here in the front is the Rockwell branding. And then when you open it up, it has a foam cutout for the razor with one base plate and two extra base plates. And what those base plates do is they give you the chance to change your level of aggression. So this one here, it says R2 on it. If you flip it around, it's R4. So it goes from 1 through 6. The plate that I have in here currently is the R1, R3, then the 2 and 4, and then the 5 and 6. So when you put one of those plates in, whatever number you can read at the bottom, so here's now R1, that means you're at aggression level 1. And then flip it around, and then suddenly you are at R3. And so you can slowly work your way up. You can start at R1 and see how much you like it, if it's aggressive enough, efficient enough, or if it's too aggressive, and then you go down a step. I know there are guys out there that actually, during the shave, while they're shaving, they switch from one plate to another. Let's say they, first pass they do with a 4, and then they go down to a 3, and then they go down to a 2. Or maybe some guys do it the other way around. The first pass they do with a number 2 plate, and then the last pass they do with a number 5 plate. No rhyme or reason. Some people believe in this. You start out aggressive to chop down what's there, and then the stubbles are getting shorter and shorter, and you get milder and milder in your approach. And some people do it the other way around. I am of the opinion that this is a kit that allows you to find which plate you like best, then stick it in there and then just leave it alone. That's what I did. I tried 1 through 6, pretty much 5 and 6 I can shave with, but it really takes a little bit more attention to detail. And it's definitely not this autopilot level of aggression. So if I put a 5 or a 6 in here, then I really have to pay attention not to, cut myself. But with a level 3, that's kind of my level of mild versus aggressive. That's kind of in the middle field. Feels good. This razor has some good heft to it. So initially this was like one of the most popular razors and everyone wanted one of those. Currently it's about $120. You get the whole kit, the book case with 3 of those reversible base plates, so you have adjustment level from 1 through 6. And it also comes with a pack of blades, and then you also get, the whole explanation here on a card. Like I said, for me, I don't do on-the-fly adjustment with this. I just do R3 and that's it. When I want to be adventurous and play around a little bit, then I may put a 4 in there or go down to a 1, but I think R3 is where it's at, and I've heard other reviewers and other people on the internet, they all talk about the R3. So R3 is also my preferred level, and we're just going to leave that in there. And so I was asked to compare the Titanium Slim by Timeless with a Rockwell 6S. Not very similar. So this is titanium, this is stainless, this is rather heavy. Did I already weigh it? So with no blade in it, it's 117. So this thing is over 50 grams lighter than the Rockwell. So the Rockwell is a pretty chunky boy, and this is a rather featherweight. 63 grams is what I said, I think. Very nicely knurled handle, has lots of contouring here, very well made, a nice little sheen to it. This one here, stainless steel, also knurling on it. This is more the conventional type, the crisscross pattern that you can make with a lathe. And then this has some sort of bead blast finish. I would say they also do some tumble deburring. So they have a machine that has like some granulate in it, and then they drop the steel parts in it, and then it vibrates for like half an hour, and it takes all the edges off, which then gives it a little bit of a kind of a rounded over appearance, not as sharp edged as some of the, of those pieces here. So, some people are kind of complaining, oh yeah, this looks kind of cheaply made and not really, precise and angular and sharp and whatnot. I have no complaints. This is stainless steel. This thing here is 316L stainless steel, marine grade, will survive at the bottom of the ocean for a couple decades. This could be your one and only razor that you can have and then hand over to your grandkids if you want to. And it's made in the United States. If you care about this, if you're from another country, you might not care about this. This is also made in the United States, so this definitely is even playing field. Just stainless steel heavy and titanium really lightweight. Let's just put a blade in there. We're going to use Persona today in both of those. Let's just take it apart. The titanium razor has this little Delrin washer, the ones that I constantly lose, drop on the floor or into the sink. Persona Platinum Chrome is going to go here into my Slim. And the Delrin washer. So you just stack it on top of each other and then put the handle back on there. And the Delrin washer is just protecting the surfaces. All right, this is loaded up, and we're going to do the same here with the Rockwell 6S. And here's another Persona Platinum Chrome. And I'll put the base plate on so the R3 is readable. So I'm at level 3. So there is a little bit of blade tab sticking out here on the 6S. If you look at the Slim and the 6S, the head shape up above the top cap is fairly similar. At the bottom, the base plate, this one is much slimmer. That's why it's called the Slim. And this is pretty chunky. But don't forget that this is also reversible, so I could turn this into an R1, right? Both have a little bit of blade stick out here on the side. The 6S actually has a little bit more rounded over corners, which I always prefer and like. And this is a little bit on the sharp edge side. Every corner here is pretty sharp. maybe intentional because it has the crisp, sharp lines, right? And this one is a little bit more molded. Not much else going on here, no engraving at the bottom. Rockwell is here kind of deeply engraved in the side of the base plate, and it's the same with all the other base plates as well. Alrighty, so we're going to use some Cella. Cella is Italian. This is an almond scented shave cream soap. It's a softer soap or a harder cream, whatever way you want to go with this. I'm going to grab my little dusty white shave ball here and my little spoon. And we're just going to grab a little scoop, scoop, scoop. And then I transfer that over to the bottom of my shave ball and just smear it in there. I usually then just throw my spoon in the sink. So I just smear it to the bottom so it sticks to the bottom of the shave ball. And then I was just complaining the other day about really only my second badger brush. I really only have two badgers currently. One is homemade and one is this one here. It's the Yachi Brush 24. And this had a stink problem in the beginning. We even gave it the PAA shave brush soap treatment and it still had a little bit of some stink. Let's put this here in the water real quick so it can pre-soak a little bit and put my soap container out of the way. So that's back there. We also have Cella Aftershave Balm. Unfortunately, they didn't go through the trouble of actually scent match this to the soap. The soap is very nice almond scented and this one is just a more generic scent, but it works. We're going to use it. We're going to grab some Proraso Green Pre-Shave here. This is the mentholated version and give it a little rub here. So I'm cold lathering the water here and my sink is cold. My brush water in my emesis basin is cold. Once again, Timeless. Let's do Timeless on the right. Rockwell on the correction. Rockwell on the right, Timeless on the left. $120 razor, $240 razor. And this gives you the whole kit. This one only gives you one base plate. Like I said, you can buy other base plates. You can buy an open comb and you can get the polished version and the scallop top and all that. They also have different handles available that would fit and a stand. But yeah, $240 just as it is here and $120 with this entire kit. All right, so let's put a little bit of some water right over top of my pre-shave here. Grab my now slightly pre-soaked badger. I'm shaking out most of the water. Then we're going right in here onto the Cella and immediately start adding more water here out of my emesis basin. And it's starting to build. Oh yeah, I love it. I told the story before. So as a kid, I didn't like marzipan all that much, but my grandma would always give me marzipan for Christmas. And then I would always complain, but Grandma, I don't like marzipan. But she would keep doing it as if she just forgets. And then now, as an adult, I actually like it. And since I live here in the United States, and some of the marzipan products that are sold in Germany for Christmas season are not available here in the States. So now I actually kind of have developed a little craving for it. And when I first came across Cella, I think someone recommended it. It's really inexpensive. Bought a tub full of this stuff and it smells like marzipan, you know, chocolate covered marzipan bread as we would sell in Germany. I was like, man, I love this. Oh yeah, it's so marzipan-y. Almond smell, I love it. All right. More water. The brush is a little on the large side for this small bowl. So in the future I have to remember to use a larger bowl. But I think we get enough lather out of this. And we're just going to go over and transfer this into my face. Ah, very nice. The menthol in the Paraso Green pre-shave gives you this little cooling effect. It's been really hot here in the Carson Valley, Western Nevada. It's like in the 90s to 100 degrees Fahrenheit every day for the last week. And it's not going to let up for another week. But we're going to get some evening thunderstorms, which gives a nice cool down effect, but also the risk of fires. Lightning strikes causes a lot of wildland fires here, because usually those thunderstorms are, you know, not involving much rain. And the ground and the vegetation is already so dry, and then you have one little thunderstorm, boom, fire. All right, let's zoom in a little bit. Come a little closer, come a little closer. So right side Rockwell, and we're going to start here. Oh, let's put the Paraso Green away. And there you go. So Rockwell on the right with a Persona Platinum Chrome with a grain, plate number 3. It's a chunk of a stainless steel metal piece in your hand for sure. Plate number 3 just works. I don't have to worry about it too much. This is a positive exposure razor, at least at plate number 3. I'll explain that one more time. So if you create a straight line between the base plate and the top, and your blade sticks, oh, it's actually not. Your blade sticks out past that imaginary line, it would be positive exposure. It's a negative exposure, but it feels a little bladey. I don't know off the top of my head what the blade gap is, but let's see here. Size 3 or R3, average skin that's sometimes irritated by cartridges. Shaving short stubble, shaving every 1 through 3 days. Also great for head shaving. That's R3. It doesn't say what the blade gap is. Doesn't look very big. If you look at it, it's not a huge blade gap. But anyways, it shaves. No problem. Alright, and now we're going over to the Timeless on the left. Much lighter in the hand. I do like their type of knurling on here. It's really easy to hold on to. And a little bit less bladey than the R3, a little milder. Also very small blade gap. And I'm trying to think of why that would be. I think just because the solid bar, the close comb here, sticks out like an underbite, like, you know, and so your blade is really very well protected. Whereas here, the blade is a little bit more open. I don't know if that makes sense. A lot of guys like the Persona blades. I like them too. They're pretty nice. Yeah. Very good, very good. Yeah, I have to leave the house here pretty soon. So I figured it's a good idea to be clean shaven. Well, I might have missed a little bit there. Clean shaven, presentable in public. That's what my aim is. I know a lot of guys, they like the stubbly look. I don't so much. Alrighty, let's lather up again. We still have some lather left here in the bowl with my lovely Cella soap. Now I have soap all over my fingers. Great. And it seems like I got the badger stink here on this brush finally under control by just using it. I currently cannot smell it, so that's good. Or maybe the almond just overpowers it. But I gave this thing the whole 3-day treatment with a PAA brush soap that I specifically bought for that purpose. And then after that, I just kept using it. Maybe a little bit more water, huh? Look at that. It's just a very pleasant scent. And it's very affordable too. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's available on Amazon, everywhere. Easy to get, quick to get. And I can only recommend it. All right, now we're going to do across the grain with the Rockwell 6S. Once the first pass is done, it feels much milder suddenly, but that's normal. The first pass usually takes care of like 90% of the stubbles. The head is definitely a little bit more chunky. If you're trying to get under your nose. And now let's do the titanium slim. Very nice razor. Both are really usable, very, very user-friendly. I do have to say that now that I've used this, heavily, I'm kind of leaning towards the little bit of lighter weight. And if this razor would have slightly chamfered edges here on the base plate, it would be almost perfect. This is really the level of aggression that I'm looking for. I like to do 3 passes. I don't like super aggressive razors because I have to pay attention too much. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I do like him as a challenge once in a while, so, shaving with a Müller R41 is no problem as long as I'm in the moment and I'm paying attention. But if I just want to have a razor at 6 o'clock in the morning and half asleep, both eyes closed, I can do that with a Slim here easily. And with many other razors for that matter. I mean, my Leaf Twig, my Leaf Thorn, any of the timeless razors. I mean, lots of the razors that I'm sitting here, I can pick up in the morning and just do a shave with. But if it's a little too aggressive, too spicy, then, you can hurt yourself if you do that in the morning. And I just don't like that. I don't want to have to pay attention that much. All right, let's lather up one more time. Pick up a little bit more here out of the bowl. So you guys notice that I don't wash off in between passes and wash off all the lather. I rather just get my hands wet, spread out the remaining lather as if I'm applying a pre-shave, and then I just lather right over it. Right? That's what I do. That's how I roll. That's my procedure. Yeah, the brush is really nice. It's not pokey, but it has a good backbone, and look how large this opens up. Like, this is really, yeah, very pleasant. Now that the stink is gone, it's much better. And the handle, I like the handle. It's a long handle, good grip down there. So if you pay attention, you don't even get the lather all over your fingers. For whatever reason, I don't even manage that. Usually I end up with some soap on my hands. But that's good because that gives me a good test for the grippiness of the handle. So with wet hands, you need a good grippy handle. And both of them, the Rockwell here with this standard knurling in stainless steel, or this more fancy machined knurling here on the Timeless, they're both very nicely knurled. All right, and now we're going to do against the grain. As you can hear, there's always something left. You can never get that close with a grain than if you would do against the grain. Yeah, this is a pretty chunky boy compared to the Timeless. I don't mind it, but I think I like the lighter stuff. I also like aluminum razors for that matter. So aluminum is even lighter than titanium. Oh yeah, you guys know that I don't do against the grain on my upper lip here. I can, my skin will tolerate it, but it's just going to give me some burning sensation for the rest of the day, and I just don't like that. So up here I usually just do 3 passes with the grain, and that's good enough. This is, I guess, against across the grain. Oh yeah. And then across the, correction, I can't speak today. Against the grain down here is down the hill like this. You got to figure out which direction your beard hair is growing. And then, you know, create your shaving pattern and which directions you need to go to achieve a certain, result. All right, here now the Timeless. Same deal. It still feels a little milder. So maybe if I put an R2 into the Rockwell, it would be a little bit more similar. But the R3 blade has been my go-to blade for a little while. And it gives you the opportunity to adjust that, right? So you can find out which plate, bottom plate or base plate is the best for you, and then just stick with it. Very nice. Very nice. The Timeless also rinses out really easily. The openings here at the bottom, they are huge, and I can see right straight through the blade gap at the camera here from the bottom. So really nice. The Timeless is a little bit more open than the Rockwell here. With the Rockwell also has large openings at the bottom, but I can't see through the blade gap. So there is a little bit more obstruction to flow of lather and stubbles. So I would say if you have a very thick, creamy soap on your face, you'll probably clog up the Rockwell a little easier than the Timeless. But that's just, minute, slight little differences. All right, let's do a little inspection here. This is perfect. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Nothing to complain. There's always some, here is a little bit that I could maybe do a little pickup. Here on my neck, this is my most sensitive skin area. My skin doesn't like it when I'm blade buffing like a crazy person. And the Timeless one more time. Yeah. Surprisingly, huh? Sometimes I catch everything in the first 3 passes with those 2 razors, sometimes I don't. But perfect result, happy skin. Let's wash off real quick. Yeah, that felt good. The soap is great, the Cella soap. If you have never tried it and you like the scent of almonds, Very lovely, very, very good. The two razors, they are very different in a way, but shave result is very similar. So one is really chunky heavy and feels very industrial, and the other one is a little bit more petite, lighter and slimmer. The head is very low in profile. The Rockwell is pretty tall in profile. But yeah, you can get the same clean shave result with both razors. And then, you know, the big advantage of the Rockwell is you have all this adjustability, and you can do on the fly adjustments or just once find out which one you like I do. Also, big difference is the weight. One is over 100 grams and the other one is a little over 60 grams. So almost half the weight of the stainless steel razor. So if you like it light and maneuverable, and you know, then the Timeless is for you. But it's a $240 razor, whereas the Rockwell is a $120 razor. So there are some significant differences, pros and cons on both sides. Price is a big deciding factor. They're both made in the same country, in the US, so there is no difference there. You gotta make that up in your own mind. What is more important to you? Light versus heavy, adjustability versus non-adjustability. You know, definitely difference in appearance too. And yeah, I like them both, but I have been trending towards the lighter razor. So Timeless has sent me a few aluminum razors, and you know, the smaller, lighter stuff is more my cup of tea, I think. But yeah, result speaks for itself. All right, let's try the Cella aftershave balm here. That's been sitting here next to me. It's nice and thick and creamy. Taken way too much. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't match the scent of the soap at all. But it's still a nice cream. So you don't always have to put alcohol-based aftershave in your face. You can just use something like this. Or witch hazel water here. Thayer's I use a lot, instead of always burning, you know, aftershave. But yeah, very nice. Very thick, creamy, made in Italy. They have been around since 1899 apparently. And very good product. Alrighty guys, so there's a comparison between the Timeless Slim Titanium with a 0.5 millimeter blade gap and the Rockwell 6S with my R3 plate. It would have been a little too convoluted if I would have tried to, oh yeah, this is R1, this is R2, R3, R4, R5, R6. I can tell you that R4 a lot of guys like because it's kind of, you know, it's efficient but still mild enough not to cause any damage. If you really like it harsher, more aggressive, or you always try to take off a 6-day beard, you can bump it up to a 5 or a 6. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked those comparison videos. Today I had a little bit of a hard time speaking, you know, tongue twister or whatever. I hope I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.